is one of my sister. She that is here. She's the one who has been helping me since that 2 years.
What does she also do?
She's a prostitute.
So how much do you pay your madam to bring you?
She said I would pay her 16 million. And I've paid her half of the money. I've paid her 37 million.
Within 2 months?
Yes.
Are there receipts to that effect?
So
You pay receipt. You get receipt for the job done, the payment is done for.
no.
So how can you prove that you paid?
Okay, yeah, I wrote it down. If I give her money, anytime I give her money, I wrote the date. The date and the month. And the amount I used to give her. I have it right down in my book.
It doesn't look like you are doing this alone. How many of Nigerians?
We are more than, we are plenty.
How many?
We are plenty. Some in that place, they even brought some girls day before yesterday, small girl. When they come, they put her wig, they put the girl's wig. If you're small, they will put you wig on your head so that you look mature. So that police will not harass you on the road. That's why they go and put big wig in the girls, the small ones, in their head. We are many. Let me say, all the whole Nigerian girls, this is where they came to do prostitution.
And where do you operate? Where do you go at night or day or morning to have your prostitution done? Where?
In the night, if you're doing road work, you go to Vienna, any club around, or you stand on the road. That is how we have been suffering.
So how do they get the girls into the country?
When they see you, they will approach to you. They will tell you that, oh, maybe if they see that you've not opened eye, they will tell you, when you come to Ghana, there's one work, there's one Oyibo man. When you see, you go to them, or they are working, you will be working in a ship, and they will be paying you plenty money. So when they call that name, that plenty money in Nigeria, the thing will no. As in, when you hear that money, that amount of money, you will just get shocked and you say, that kind of money I can make it in Ghana. Why would I follow you? And let's go. Before you know it, you will follow them. When you came here, what they told you is not what you said. Some they told you that if you are coming here to do prostitution, you will say, okay, no problem. They will tell you that you have plenty money in Ghana. Then when you go to Nigeria, you can build house, do everything with that money.
Were you a prostitute back in Nigeria?
I was not a prostitute. I was working in Tantalizer 21 weeks. But I used to have connection with my phone. Maybe when a big man came to the place, buy something, he might like me, and he will say, baby, I want to see you somewhere, I will go. The man will give me plenty money. Tomorrow morning, I go back to my work.
You go and do what? When the big man calls you and you go and do what?
When you go, maybe he wants to date you or what? Maybe when you go to him, you ask what do you need? What kind of thing do you need? Do you want him to help you? Maybe when you tell him, if they think you and the person, if they think you and the man said, work, you people will start dating and he will be helping you.
Would that include sex?
Why would you sex? You will sex him. Is he not a man and you are a girl? One day you two will sex.
So then you were open to this idea of prostitution even back in Nigeria and now in Ghana, but it's gone back.
Yeah, it's too much. In Nigeria, I don't go standing on the road. My own is that I'm working. So when big men came, maybe they will like me. They will ask me to come. When I come, when we start dating, you will sex. Even married people, they sex.
So it's like corporate prostitution.
Yes,
not
you can stand on the road. People will be seeing that this is what you do. It's just connection. You and the person, if the person like you, the way you treat the person, people will start friendship. From there, the person will be helping you.
She tells Ultimate News she is bound to pay her madam, a camping in the girls trafficking business Vivian Nkechi, 8,000 cedis to buy her freedom. More shocking, Jennifer cannot do otherwise or run away because she, like all her other Nigerian counterparts, is under a spiritual oath.
When you have money, you just go direct and give them. Like see if they are using something on you. When you have money, you can't save money on your own. When you have money, you have like 3 million, 2 million, you just go and give them.
You suspect there's something that they do that if you get the money, you
Yes.
take all to them?
Yes.
What do they do?
Maybe they use charm. They will charm you. Because if they charm you, when anyone you have, you give them. You won't even take anyone to hide or to say.
This is so sad because of the corruption in the government in Nigeria, and I'm sure this is prevalent in Africa, period. But because of the corruption in Nigeria, in Africa, there's no job for the young men and for the young women. And what do you see happening when there's no job, when there's poverty? You see prostitution, human trafficking. But the churches and the so-called spiritual fathers and mothers in Nigeria, they're not addressing these issues. This doesn't seem to move them. They're not mounting their pulpit to begin to cry out to God and say, Lord, our younger generation are being sold into slaves, sex slave, human trafficking. The issue that happened in Libya, so many Africans, mostly Nigerians, were sold into human slavery, in modern day slavery in Libya. How many pastors mount their pulpit to talk about that issue, to even address it or make mention of it? Not a single one. But every other week, somebody is coming out with a message about tithes. If you tithe, you're cursed. If you don't tithe, God will grind you to the dust. And don't listen to social media, because social media, don't be pastor by social media. And I've been flying private jets before you were born. And God called me and made me the apostle of prosperity in this nation. And then the dumb sheep will come to your page and tell you, touch not God's anointing, and he's my father, he's my mother. So if those are so-called spiritual fathers of the land, why is this issue not troubling them? Why is this issue not on the forefront of the agenda for them to preach about it every Sunday? Why is this issue, why does this issue not concern them? Why is this not being talked about in the pulpit? Why is it not being addressed? Why are they not putting their heads together to mobilize and get these young women out of slavery, sex slavery, and give them another opportunity, a better opportunity to better themselves? Why is this issue not even being addressed on the pulpit? All they're talking about tithes and tithes and tithes. If it's not tithes, it's offerings, it's Shiloh offering, Shiloh sacrifice, Thanksgiving offerings, first fruits, 1 month salary, 1 year salary. Oh, that's the only thing the pastors in Nigeria talks about. So that leads me to think where their heart is. The Bible says where your treasure is, where your heart is. So that leads me to think you guys don't care for the souls of humanity. You don't care for the destiny of the generation of the people that you are supposed to be sent to by God. You don't care. Because you care why this issue. This video is not something that was made 5 years ago or 10. This is recent. You can go on YouTube and find any video. This is recent. But meanwhile, the pastors in Africa, especially Nigeria, they are using their time to boast and tell you how many years they've been flying private jets. I've been flying private jets before some of you was born. But here's a young lady from the same country she heard about big money. She heard, oh, money. Because that's the culture. So if she's not born again and she loves money, the pastor who's supposedly born again and who was sent as an apostle of prosperity to the land, he loves money. What do you expect? She loves money, she don't know God. He loves money, he knows God. What's the difference? Why is this not being addressed? Why is there no moral outcry? Why are the pastors not organizing? All they fasting for 50 days fast, 40 days fast, 100 days fast. Why? So the enemy can die. As opposed to begin to seek God and find a solution to the problems of humanity. They don't care. All those your dumb sheets. Now they're going to come to my video and say, don't touch my God's anointed, and that's my father. Is that your father? Does your father know your name? Can you pick up your phone and call your father in the Lord? If you need help to pay your rent, can you call your father to wire you some money by Western Union to help you pay your rent? When last you pick up the phone to talk to your father, your so-called father, your mommy? When last your father called you to say hello to you or to check on you to see how you're doing? Does your father even acknowledge your existence? Does your father even know you exist? Does he or she even know your name? Oh, this is my father, my father. Call your father now if you need help. No, but what your father do? Your father come to you when he needs help and he will tell you God said you should sow your 1 month salary so you can be blessed. Well, if that's the way God bless us, then it's time for your father to sow his 1 month salary he received from the church into your life so God can bless him. Since this sowing and reaping is about you giving money to the church so God can bless you, now if it's true, it's time for the church to give money back to the congregation so God can bless them, since that's the logic behind it. You better wake up, Africa. All you dumb sheeple, you blind. Open your eyes, open your ears. I'm on a campaign to see every one of those shrines empty. I know they call them churches. I'm on a campaign to see every single one of those shrines emptied out. And let the people go out to the streets and begin to preach the gospel without using a word. I say I'm on a mission to see to it that every shrine is empty in Nigeria. That every shrine is empty in Africa. I know you call them church. I call them shrine. Let's turn this off.
You feel, or the others also have the same.
Excuse me.
I feel it.
I'm on a mission to see to it that every shrine is empty and the people leave those shrines and go to the street and preach the gospel. Just like St. Francis of Assisi, he said, go and preach the gospel to every village. Only use words when necessary. How do you preach the gospel without using words? Go and find a poor widow, give her something to eat. Find a kid in the street that had no clothes on. His clothes are so wretched and so tattered. Buy him, take him to the store, give him a bag. Buy him some new clothes and new shoes. Give him something to eat. Find a single mother who's struggling. Give her food to eat or put her kids through school. Clean up your neighborhood. There may be trash all over the place. Pick once a week or once a month. Have a neighborhood or fellowship where everybody goes down in the neighborhood and clean up your own neighborhood. Or go and find somebody's house who is so beaten down and begin to paint their house for them. Clean up their house for them. Go to the hospitals. How many people waiting in the hospitals? I'm talking about Africa. How many people in the hospitals right now who are on the deathbed and the hospital is holding them ransom because what? They haven't paid their medical bill. Go to the hospital and pay the medical bill, as opposed to giving this money to all your pastors and your fathers in the law, your daddy and your apostle and your GO, so they can have the audacity to come on the pulpit and then insult you and tell you to your face that you are too small to sponsor the kingdom. Okay, since you are too small to sponsor the kingdom, keep your money in your pocket, go to the streets and find somebody who needs help and bless them, because Jesus said, I was hungry, you didn't feed me. I was thirsty, you didn't give me water to drink. And some of those ignorant people in Africa will say, oh, you can't just give your money to anybody in the streets because you're not sure they will do witchcraft to it. But then you're the same African who say with the same mouth, you don't care what the pastor does with your money. It's between him and God. Well, if you don't care what the pastor does with your money, or you don't care what your money is being spent, then you should have no problem giving it to somebody in the streets. Because the pastor spend your money anyhow, you say you don't care, give it to somebody in the street. Jesus said that's who he is. He said, what you do to the least of these people in the street is what you done unto me. Africa, the time is up for your bewitchment, a spell to expire. Wake up now from your stupidity. Let those shrines you call church, let them be empty today and every day of the week. Let all of us hit the streets and begin to preach the gospel to the poor, to the broken, to the dejected, to the rejected, to the confused, to the prostitute, to the witches, to the homosexual. Let us go preach the gospel to them without using a word. Thank you.